Hi everyone, my name's Quinn, and I'm 40 years old. I have quite a story to share. It was supposed to be a joyful day, a family gathering to celebrate our wedding anniversary. My husband Oliver and I decided to invite some family members to our home. We planned to spend some time at a spa getting ready for the celebration while our friends and family decorated our home to make it look spectacular for this special occasion. It was a sweet idea, but my mother-in-law didn't think so. My relationship with her was strained despite my best efforts to get along peacefully. She was always determined to insult and belittle me. Our relationship felt like a battlefield, with Hannah relentlessly attacking my character and worth. Unfortunately, even this special day was no exception to her behavior. After Oliver and I finished at the spa, we were excited to enjoy the day with our family at home. I was a bit nervous about Hannah's potential antics, but hopeful that things would be better, at least on our anniversary. As soon as we walked into our home, I felt a strange chill in the air. Something was definitely off. Instead of being greeted with warm smiles, hugs, and confetti, our friends and family were giving us cold and strange looks. It turned out that these stares were directed only at me, and the harshest look came from my mother-in-law. "Oh, look, it's time to welcome the lovely couple," someone announced. "Hannah, is everything all right? You seem different today. Is something bothering you? What's going on, everybody? Is no one going to congratulate us on our anniversary?" I asked. "Oh, darling, I wish I could congratulate you, but we can't," Hannah replied. "Why not?" I questioned. "Because Quinn is a thief," she declared. "Excuse me." "You heard me, you're a thief," she repeated. "Mom, what's going on?" Oliver asked. "First she stole you away from me, and now she's stolen this house," she accused. What? I was completely shocked. What was she thinking? "Mom, what are you saying right now? This is my home, Ollie, and as such, Quinn can't be here," she insisted. "What on earth is going on with you? Why would you say such an awful thing? I thought we would be welcomed kindly to enjoy our anniversary together, but clearly I was wrong. Your negative energy is ruining everything," I said. "Get over yourself, Quinn. You have no right to be upset. I'm the one who should be throwing a fit here," she retorted. "Mom, I'm not sure what's going on, but please let's talk about this somewhere private." Oliver tried to calm the situation. "No, don't bother. I've already told everyone here everything. I told them the whole truth, and they agree with me. They believe that this house is mine just as you promised me, Ollie," Hannah concluded. "I can explain everything, Quinn. Trust me," Oliver said. "What is there to explain? This house is mine, and I need to set some rules." "Quinn, you are no longer welcome here," Hannah declared. "What? What does this mean?" I asked, shocked. "You have two options. Leave this house right now or get a divorce and give me back my son. It's up to you," she said. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. How could she be so cruel? I looked at Oliver, who was just as bewildered as I was. "Listen, Mom, I want to salvage this day. It's supposed to be a great celebration, and I don't want your craziness ruining things." Oliver tried to reason. "Craziness? Well, I never," Hannah huffed. "The photographers and caterers are here for a short time. Let's all calm down, take some nice pictures, and enjoy some good food. We can talk about this later," Oliver suggested. Although tensions were high and it felt like Hannah and I were about to recreate a WWE SmackDown scene, I was glad Oliver tried to defuse the situation. We had paid a lot for the celebration, and we couldn't afford to waste it because of Hannah's outbursts. We went outside and tried to enjoy the setting. It was beautiful, with our wedding colors all around to remind us of our special day. The photographer captured moments of us playing games, eating, and enjoying each other's company. However, Hannah's scowling face often appeared in the background, dampening the mood. As the evening unfolded, Hannah's true colors showed more clearly. The icy glances and dismissive remarks were worse than ever. Despite my efforts to build a relationship with her, she pushed me away at every turn. I tried to heed Oliver's words and enjoy the event, but Hannah's negativity was hard to ignore. The rest of the family seemed to let go of the tension and enjoy the festivities, but Hannah remained distant. The celebration ended sooner than planned, partly due to the fiasco at the beginning. Despite this, Oliver and I managed to salvage some good moments, and overall, I had a somewhat decent time. But it was time to address the big issue. I approached Hannah about what happened earlier. "Hannah, I tried my best to build a relationship with you. I've invited you to spend time together, but it feels like you're pushing me away. What have I done to deserve this hostility?" I asked. You really don't get it, do you? Let me spell it out for you, Quinn. My son bought this house for me, not for you. You were never meant to be a part of this family, she said coldly. As I stood there absorbing her hurtful words, I remembered all the times her animosity had affected our lives. The snide remarks, the undermining comments, she always saw me as an outsider. Now, she believed this house was hers, giving her the right to treat me this way. There was one missing piece, Oliver. Hannah claimed he got the house for her, so we needed to involve him. We called Oliver, who was chatting with some relatives. He joined us, ready to address the situation. We need to talk about what happened today. Mom, that was not cool. Oliver started. What do you mean? You literally told me this house is mine, Hannah insisted. I have no recollection of telling you that, Mom, and you know it, Oliver replied. Oliver, you were drunk that night, but I'm sure you remember saying this house is mine and I could do whatever I wanted with it, she argued. Again, Mom, I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I give you this house? Oliver asked. Gee, I don't know. Maybe because you love me, she replied. Of course, I love you, Mom, but the way you tried to embarrass us this morning is not cool. Our anniversary, Hannah, Oliver said. Oh, don't you speak. Do you think you have a say in anything, especially on my property? I could call the police and get you kicked out for trespassing. I already told you, it's either you get out or you get a divorce, Hannah threatened. Mom, even if this was your house, which it isn't, why do you want Gwen out so badly? Oliver asked. Because she disgusts me. Just look at her. I don't want her here, Hannah spat. You don't want me here? Fine, let me pack my things, I said, feeling defeated. Babe, wait, Oliver pleaded. No, I'm sick of waiting. You're also to blame for this, Oliver. I don't know what your mother is talking about, I said, tears in my eyes. It seems like you've had a heavy hand in her feeling so entitled, I said to Oliver. And what's worse, you've been complicit in the abuse I've received from her and done nothing about it. What do you mean? What am I supposed to do? He asked, sounding exasperated. Cut her off. Get a restraining order, I replied. Hannah interjected. You think you can get rid of me so easily? You think Oliver would do such a thing to his mother? You must have lost your mind. Go and pack your things as you said. Chop chop. I began to walk away, furious with how my life had turned out. I had a witch for a mother-in-law and an idiot for a husband. Perhaps this was a blessing in disguise because I seriously needed to leave once and for all. As I walked inside the house, the pain and embarrassment from years of harassment began to flood through me, and my heart sank. That woman really did hate me, and I didn't even know why. I had poured my heart and soul into this marriage, trying to create a sense of unity and love, and now she gave me this stupid ultimatum. As someone who doesn't believe in divorce, it was very hard to even entertain that option, especially when leaving the house just seemed easier. I was sick and tired of all the noise. I had to leave, at least to keep whatever peace was left in this place. Tears streamed down my face as I packed my belongings. It was going to be a long night of weeping and packing, but I was determined to get it done ASAP so that I wouldn't have to see that woman's face for a minute longer. I made my way to the study room, collecting all of my documents, books, and files when I stumbled across the deed to the house. I was shocked and wondered why it was out in the open so casually and carelessly. But thank God it was because as I scanned the documents, I came across something very interesting. I stopped packing, realizing this was too important. I found Oliver and Hannah still outside, arguing. I still don't know what you're talking about, Mom. I never gave this house to you, Oliver was saying. Yeah, then why do the documents say otherwise? Hannah snapped back. Which documents? Oliver asked, confused. From a distance, I could see Hannah searching her purse for something but unable to find it. Are you looking for these? I held up the documents, making my presence known. She sent me a scowl, but I returned it with extra ferocity. She was so used to my nice demeanor, but I was done playing the nice guy. It was time for me to claim what was rightfully mine. You see, I've gone through these documents, and there's nothing that says you are the owner of this house. In fact, only Oliver and I's names are on the documents. What? That's impossible. Oliver told me. Hannah stammered. Whatever he told you clearly wasn't correct because I have the real papers right here. Go on, look for yourself. Read it and weep, I said, holding out the documents. Hannah snatched the papers from me and skimmed them viciously, searching over and over again for a hint or a glimmer of her name somewhere. But alas, she was wrong. There was no mention of her anywhere on the documents. I I don't feel so good, Hannah muttered. To her surprise, her eyes rolled back and she lost her balance. She fainted and hit the ground, knocked out cold. We all gasped as Oliver picked her up and brought her inside. We did our best to fan her and keep her cool until she began to regain consciousness after about a minute. What happened? Where am I? She'd asked, disoriented. You passed out from the shock of realizing the truth, I said. You did this to me, she accused. I didn't do anything to you. I just showed you the truth, I replied. Let me get you some water, and when I come back, we are settling this dispute once and for all. Oliver went to the kitchen while I said goodbye to our remaining guests. After ensuring that Hannah was okay, they left, knowing we had a long night ahead to get to the bottom of everything. Okay, Mom, here you go, Oliver said, handing her a glass of water. Now please tell us everything that you know. It was the night of the Christmas party a couple of months ago. You were drunk, Hannah started. He wasn't just drunk, he was completely wasted. He couldn't even remember his name, I added. Fine, whatever. He was wasted, and he told me that he loved me so much that he wanted us to be closer, Hannah continued. Everyone says that when they're drunk, Mom, Oliver replied. Yes, I know, but you were talking about giving me gifts, she insisted. What gifts exactly? Oliver asked. You were promising to give me trips to the Maldives, Morocco, and Fiji. You also said you'd buy me a new air fryer. And you said you were gifting me this house, she explained. You mean to tell me that your antics today were all based on promises Oliver made when he was absolutely sloshed? Are you insane? Those don't count, I said, incredulous. Oliver looked confused, trying to remember. Then a look of clarity crossed his face. Mom, I'm beginning to remember that night now. I remember saying I'd give you gifts, yes, Oliver said. Ha, you see, Hannah exclaimed. I also remember saying I'd give you a house, Oliver added. What? Hannah said, confused. I told you I'd give you a house, not this house, and I made that very clear, Oliver said. Well, I don't remember that, she stammered. Let's jog your memory a bit then, I said. I ran upstairs to access the security camera footage and brought it back down. Oliver accessed the footage from the Christmas party. There it was, evidence of a very drunk Oliver holding on to his mother, promising her many things, including a house. You said you'd get me a house. Will it be this house? Hannah had asked in the footage. No, not this house. Where would Quinn and I live? Oliver replied. You can take the other house, darling. I want this house, she insisted. I'll get you a house, okay? A house, Oliver repeated. And I'll make sure I put my name on the deed for this house, she had added. What? Oliver had asked, confused. Nothing, dear. I think you need to head to bed, she had said. We looked up from the iPad to see Hannah looking very sheepish, like a child caught shoplifting. So what do you have to say for yourself, Hannah? I asked. Well, I can't. She stuttered. If you knew all along this was your plan, why were you so shocked that you fainted? I asked. Was that all part of your plan to garner sympathy and attention? Oliver added. You weren't even fast enough to catch her, Oliver. How could you let your mother fall to the floor? Hannah tried to deflect. I've had enough of your antics, Mom. You've taken this way too far. You think it's okay to toy and manipulate people like that? Oliver said, furious. Ollie, baby, Hannah tried to plead. Don't baby me, you deliberately ruined our anniversary because you want this house. Well, you're never going to get it, Oliver declared. What about the other house? She asked, desperate. You're not getting that either. In fact, you're not going to get anything from me anymore. I'm removing you from my will, Oliver stated firmly. Hannah and I both gasped. It was shocking to hear Oliver so angry. He had never been this forceful before. Gwen, I am so sorry that I wasn't firm enough with my mother. I really didn't know her hatred ran this deep, Oliver said to me. Oliver, that's no way to speak to your mother, Hannah interjected. You're in my house, so shut up, Oliver snapped back. Babe, you don't have to apologize, I said. Yes, I do. I didn't do enough. But that changes right here, right now, Oliver insisted. Oliver kicked his mother out of the house. She was flabbergasted, not used to him standing up to her. Fueled by anger and disappointment, Oliver made the bold decision to remove Hannah from his will. The next day, he met with family lawyers to ensure the change was processed. It was a necessary step to protect our future and ensure justice was served. As the days unfolded, Hannah's bitterness and desperation became evident. She incessantly tried to reach out to Oliver, bombarding him with phone calls and messages. But Oliver remained resolute, determined to protect our marriage and put an end to his mother's manipulative behavior once and for all. Oliver, steadfast in his decision, ignored his mother's attempts to manipulate him once again. He vowed to shield me from any more malicious attacks orchestrated by Hannah or anyone else who dared to harm us. Meanwhile, I reveled in the newfound peace and security of our home. No longer did I have to endure Hannah's constant presence, her belittling remarks, or her attempts to undermine our happiness. The house became a sanctuary, a symbol of our triumph over her deceit. Hannah, on the other hand, found herself in a state of bitter defeat, soaking in the aftermath of her exposed lies. She was left to ponder the consequences of her actions. The house she once envisioned as her domain now stood as a monument to her deception, a fitting reminder of the price she paid for her treachery. In the grand scheme of things, justice had been served. Hannah had been stripped of her false sense of entitlement, while Oliver and I forged ahead, determined to build a future rooted in honesty, communication, compassion, love, and trust. Our bond grew stronger, fortified by the shared experience of overcoming adversity. As time went on, Hannah's attempts to reconcile were met with resolute silence from Oliver. He remained true to his promise of protecting me, ensuring that we could move forward without the looming shadow of her manipulations. It was a promise he kept with unwavering determination. Today, I find solace in the comfort of our home, the home that was meant to be a haven for us. Every corner holds memories of our love and resilience, serving as a constant reminder of the victory we achieved. Hannah's presence is nothing more than a distant memory, fading into the background as we embrace the life we have created. Oliver's resolve to protect me never wavered. He stood as a pillar of strength, shielding me from any potential harm that Hannah might still attempt to inflict upon us. He made it clear to her and to anyone who dared to question our unity that we were a united front, a force to be reckoned with. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Hannah's attempts to reconcile with us diminished. She slowly realized that her deceit and ill intentions had driven an irreparable wedge between us. The consequences of her actions had left a lasting mark on her own life, and she was left to grapple with the bitter aftermath. Meanwhile, our home flourished with love and laughter. The wounds inflicted by Hannah's hurtful words began to heal, replaced by an atmosphere of acceptance and support. Oliver's unwavering commitment to our happiness was evident in every action and every word. Together, we maintained this sanctuary, a place where we could thrive and grow, untouched by the toxicity of the past.